You know, which sounds worse? 79% more homes going into some form of disclosure, or 1% of all homes in foreclosure. What if I told you both are true? Which do you think the media ran with? Ta-da! You're right, the awful-sounding one. Now, I'm hardly an apologist for a slowing economy. I am a defender of what I still think is a sound one. So am I missing something or on something? Well, my cast of characters suspects the latter, but I want to get some thoughts here from Jonathan Honig, John Layfield, Peter Schiff, and Dan Gaynor. Peter, to you first. You know, 1% in foreclosure. I know you're predicting it'll swap around, it'll be 99% soon. But what do you see happening?
Well, you know, the media is not portraying this as the glass being half empty. The truth is the glass is completely empty. In fact, it's been shattered. The housing market is much worse than the media is saying. The impact on the economy is going to be far worse. Look, the problem is a lot of people have negative equity in their homes. That's going to get bigger. And people committed during the bubble, people committed to these massive mortgage payments only because they were operating under the fantasy that they were going to get rich on appreciation.
And now the prices are down. Update me, Peter. You say, how long does this last?
Look, we're going to be in a real estate downturn. Look, in Japan, when the real estate bubble burst, prices fell by 70% over a 12-year period. And if it can happen in a country like Japan, where everybody has savings and nobody wants to lose face by defaulting, imagine what's going to happen here, where, you know, this is going to be the national pastime, defaulting on your mortgage.
Peter, you ever want to take a pay cut and be an editor at the New York Times? just a thought. All right, Dan, what do you make of that?
Well, one of the problems we have here is this is one of the most misreported stories. A lot of the media are reporting the RealtyTrack numbers. And RealtyTrack doesn't even, it tracks foreclosure filings, not foreclosures. So when they say these numbers, foreclosures are up a massive percent, what they're really saying is the filings. You could have 2, 3 more filings per foreclosure. So
you don't think it's as bad as my friend Peter's saying, or it could be?
No, it's not. The RealtyTrack people themselves say it's not.
Well, you know, hats off to Peter on this. He saw this, John, before a lot of people did. And if he's right, it's going to get a lot worse. What do you think?
I think it is going to get worse, but Neil, you're still talking about 1% of homes, and that is not going to change dramatically.
Peter's right. It's 1% now
1%
in foreclosure.
Now. Right, and we're not going to 20%. That's just
what are we going to?
I think we're going to go up from here, but we're not going to anything near that. Look, when you had NASDAQ at 5,000,
what is
down
up
to 4,000. Up to me is you're going to see these write-offs at these banks go up maybe a quarter. Depends on what the monoline bond insurers stay belly up or not.
I hate to, just plug another network, but if you saw that 60 Minutes piece, he interviewed this woman.
Cut his mic, guys. Cut his mic. Go ahead. I'm kidding.
They interviewed this woman, and she's going to walk away from her mortgage payment, even though she can afford to make it. And when they asked her why, she said, "Well, it doesn't make sense to spend $3,200 a month on a 1,200 square foot townhome." But she said it made sense in the past when it was going up, but it doesn't make sense now.
I think if 60 Minutes said it, that's got to be viable.
Well, Jonathan Honig, go ahead.
Well, Neil, there is some evidence, actual objective evidence to what Peter's alluding to. I mean, Countrywide Financial last year had $25 million worth of foreclosed properties on their books. They have $400 million worth of foreclosed properties on their books. So, I mean, there is some evidence that some of what Peter's talking about is really playing out.
Could I just give some positive news here? I know I don't want to rain on any of you doomsayers' parade here, but we are seeing mortgage applications moving up. We are seeing anecdotal evidence. Fine, but you gotta crawl before you walk, right?
But that's not going to stop real estate prices from falling. And once this delusion of instant wealth from home ownership goes away,
you're right. I think the days that people, flipping properties like me burgers is over. I think you're right, Peter.
People aren't going to want to spend 60% of their income on their mortgage.
I'm just saying, what if we return to the days like our parents in the 50s where modest appreciation and the home was your dwelling, was all you needed? That could be what we need now.
But before we can get there, first we have to have a major collapse in prices to get back to normal.
We've already had it.
No. In some parts of the country, prices are down 50 or 60%, but in many parts of the country, they're still up. Even in California.
Or what do you make of that, John Layfield? There's more hell to pay because not enough people have paid to help.
I disagree completely. Look, you have about 64% of home ownership before all this subprime mess is created finance. You have 69% now. You want to quantify it, which I think is impossible. I think you got a 4 to 5% ceiling on this thing. I don't think it goes above that.
Dan, how much longer the pain to you? You watch this all the time. What are we looking at?
I think what we're looking at, the media causing the pain for a long time. This is going to be the story, housing, economy,
So how long?
all through
How
the
long,
election.
Dan? How long?
At least until you have an election, because as we saw in '92, when the economy recession ended before the election, the media didn't
but
report
we're not
it.
going to see that yet. Okay, so Jonathan Hoenig, give me a guess. How long?
Neil, I mean, in the places, where's the foreclosure up, Neil? It's in places where there was a lot of speculation in real estate, and it's in places where there's a poor economy.
Okay. Man, guys, you guys were great. Fortunately, we're going to have another big drug industry giant tomorrow. So if you don't want to listen to him, you could take his drugs. That'll do it. Good night.